Why are you running again?
I'm mainly running again because I'm not finished yet. I feel like there are definitely things that I would like to accomplish and see accomplished for our neighborhoods in Ward 2. You and I spoke briefly about I want to see sidewalks. I'm hoping that we can put together a budget line item for sidewalks. They're definitely in poor shape and we definitely have to remediate those. There's some failing infrastructure. We have a lot of water and drainage issues up on Kingston Drive, for example. I want to see those get done. And I also believe that we've done so much with downtown. There was a vision, obviously, before I took office 3 years ago to revitalize downtown, and I think they've done a great job doing it. But one of the things I was very excited about when the Lieutenant Governor came and some of the spokespeople for the governor's office talked about really expanding into neighborhoods. And that's what I want to see. That's something I'm very passionate about, is preserving our neighborhoods. That's how we got to Olean. That's how we stayed here as a family, and that's what made Olean great. So I want to make sure that we're preserving our neighborhoods, preserving the places in Ward 2. So I want to see us start expanding and not just focus on downtown, even though we're doing a great job doing that, but start to really expand into our neighborhoods.
So what are your thoughts on the rental inspections that are now before the Common Council?
Sure. So when we first got the policy that was written, it was probably several hundred pages and definitely very far extreme. And I think over the course of several months, we've talked through a lot of the issues. We've all given kind of our opinion. And the analogy that I used to you over off camera was all of us go to elementary school, all of us go to school. And one of the things, if you remember from school, is that time when the whole class is doing what they're supposed to be doing and you have that class clown or someone who gets the whole class in trouble, and now no one can go to recess or no one can take part in field day. And you remember how it feels. I still remember how it feels. So I didn't want us to go down that road with this policy. The good news is everybody, all of us on the council agree something needs to be done. But I want to make sure that the people doing the right thing, the good tenants, the good landlords, aren't negatively punished by this. I want to see that we are raising the standards. I want to make sure that we're really getting to the bottom line of blight, because blight isn't just rentals. Blight can be homes, it could be unmowed land, it could be many different things. So what I see happening is we are starting to really get to the nitty-gritty and down to the wire of what do we want this thing to say. And I think that's what we're going to see in the next couple of weeks, is really finally putting together cost, frequency of inspections, who's going to do that. That's another huge issue, and how much is it going to cost us. So I think that's what we're going to be focusing on in the next couple of weeks. But I'm pleased with what has come out in the last 2 meetings as far as a compromise, because we do have landlords that are insured, that are registered, that are doing the right thing, and we want to make sure that we continue to keep them.
What would you like to see the council, and what can the council do during your next term to try to drive more jobs?
Right. So I think that from a council perspective, I think there's this philosophy out there that we can bring in companies, that we have the ability to do that, and we really don't. But what we can do and what we are doing is put laws in place to encourage people to come here, to encourage businesses to come here. The landlord registration, the landlord blight rental property is one of those things. If we can spruce up the neighborhoods, if we can do something about the blighted properties, when you drive through the neighborhoods and you see that people are vested, people care about their properties and they're good neighborhoods, people want to move here. We can do other things, the form-based code uptown, that encourage businesses to redo their storefronts. It encouraged people that maybe were thinking of a business they'd like to take on to get involved. Things like the Olean Business Development Corps have been vital to that through the support of the community. So I think from a Common Council standpoint, what our role is making laws, making policy and procedures that encourage businesses to come here.
What are your thoughts on running unopposed?
Well, there's two ways to look at this. One, nobody else wants the job, which is probably more the reason. Or two, I'm doing a good job. So I'd like to think it's probably somewhere in the middle. So I guess I really don't have an opinion one way or the other. I enjoy what I'm doing. I would hope that the people that I've met with and helped in Ward 2 would appreciate what I'm doing for them. I spoke to you before about as frustrating it is for people when I can't help them, it's just as frustrating to me. And there are times when I go out to a property or I meet with that person and I can't help them. And that's very frustrating to me, just as it is to them. But I enjoy doing this, and I really think and hope that the people that have met me and reached out to me appreciate and are encouraged by what I'm doing for them as well. Because I really am an advocate for Ward 2. No, I really appreciate when people come to the meeting. We have the same group of people that come every week, and I appreciate them, and I'm glad that they come. I really would like to see more people get involved. More people have a voice. I know that when I'm walking, a lot of people have opinions. They want to tell me what their thoughts are about things. For example, the new farmers market. There were a lot of misconceptions this week about the farmers market after the story ran. I was glad to see you wrote a good article in tonight's paper. And I went out Saturday and was walking, and I had my phone and some of the sketches, and I was showing people, and they're like, that's not at all what I thought it was going to look like. I think there's this misconception that the farmers market's going to take up all of Lincoln Park, and it's not. You were there for the presentation, and what the look is, which I think is definitely something that Olean can get behind. And I think when people saw that, they're like, oh, this is something really wonderful. But in order to do that, people need to get more involved. People need to come to meetings. If we have public hearings, they need to come and hear what we have going on. Last year at this time, I held a mini town hall meeting, task force meeting, bringing back the neighborhood. I wasn't able to do that through the winter like I wanted because my dad was ill and I take care of him. But it's something that I still want to keep doing. Our task force is there now. It's been established. We have had 2 great meetings. We have representation from every ward. It's so exciting. I think I told you I could sit and talk to people all night long about great things going on in Olean and what we can do to help. So I think more people getting involved, more people being vested, more people caring about Olean, that's going to make us a better place.